Hello! Today's video is going to be something completely different, although there's always a good smattering of wisdom in there. Because, I like to change things up a bit. Variety is the spice of life, as they say. This week I came across a news article which I was particularly interested in because education has always been a subject very close to my heart. So this article said that the government plans to modernize education by introducing budgeting and spotting fake news. I thought, that's interesting. Not bad for a start, but why stop there? We could go so much further. What if education was actually designed to prepare us for life? Radical, isn't it? I know. So it got me thinking, what would this article be like if we lived in a wiser world? What would the news say in my world? Good evening. In a major shift towards a more conscious and practical education system, the government today announced plans for a new national curriculum that prepares children not only for employment, but for life. It's a positive start. Teaching young people about money and digital awareness is long overdue, but it raises a bigger question. What would it look like if education truly prepared us for living, not just for working? Tonight in the news in my world, we imagine that next step. A curriculum built on wisdom, care, and skills for living well in the real world. In this version of education, the aim is simple: to give every child the knowledge to think clearly and the skills to live wisely. Reading, writing, maths and science remain the foundation, but the focus widens to include emotional stability, practical care, and an understanding of the living world around us. Because the real measure of education isn't just what we know, but how we live what we know. At the heart of this proposal is a simple purpose: education that prepares young people not only to earn a living, but to understand living itself. Schools would keep strong foundations in literacy, numeracy, and science, but broaden what success means. Because knowing how to calculate or memorize isn't enough, unless we also know how to care, to think clearly, and to work well with others. Here, education is measured not by achievement, but by awareness, by how each student grows in confidence, empathy, and understanding. The goal is to nurture the whole human being, mind, heart, and hands working together in balance. One of the clearest updates in the new curriculum focuses on financial and digital literacy, skills every young person will need to navigate adult life responsibly. Students learn the practical basics of money, how to budget, save, plan for rent or a mortgage, and understand interest and tax. They develop digital awareness and online safety, understanding how information spreads, how algorithms influence what we see, and how to check sources before sharing. The aim is to create confident, informed citizens who can manage both their finances and their online lives with clarity and integrity. The next edition, long called for by educators, introduces a new emphasis on mental and emotional well-being, helping students understand themselves as well as their subjects and develop self-awareness and inner stability. Through guided reflection and open discussion, students learn to recognize thoughts and emotions as they arise, including the pressure they often place on themselves. They explore simple, healthy ways to meet life's challenges with wisdom rather than reaction.
This approach helps young people uncover the stability and well-being that are already within them, so they can approach study, relationships, and uncertainty with calm and confidence.
Another key strand of the curriculum focuses on practical life safety, the kind of essential know-how that prevents accidents, builds confidence, and ultimately saves lives.
Students receive frequent hands-on training in everyday safety skills: first aid, basic fire awareness, food hygiene, and how to lift or move correctly. They learn what to do in emergencies, how to offer immediate help until professionals arrive, and how to stay safe in daily situations, from the kitchen to the street. It's simple, practical preparation for real life, giving young people the confidence to protect themselves and others when it matters most.
The curriculum also expands environmental education into hands-on experience through nature study and practical permaculture.
Students learn how local ecosystems function and how human activity affects them. They grow food, compost organic waste, and explore simple ways to restore soil health and conserve water. Lessons move outdoors whenever possible, studying biodiversity in nearby parks, designing small garden spaces, and learning how to live in balance with the environment. The aim is not theory alone, but understanding through direct contact with the living world, recognizing that caring for the earth is caring for our own future.
To strengthen practical independence, the new curriculum includes regular sessions in practical making and repair.
Students learn how everyday objects work and how to look after them. They practice basic DIY and craft skills, using simple tools safely, repairing a loose hinge, mending clothing, fixing a puncture, or building small projects from wood or recycled materials. These lessons build problem-solving, patience, and respect for resources. They also remind young people that creating and maintaining things with their own hands is deeply satisfying, a quiet form of confidence and care.
Technology education is also evolving, with a new focus on using artificial intelligence and digital tools in ways that genuinely serve people and the planet.
Students learn to use AI and data responsibly, exploring how technology can support problem-solving in real life, from analysing energy use to improving how communities share resources. Lessons encourage curiosity and ethical thinking, asking not only can we build it, but should we? By understanding both the potential and the limits of technology, young people develop digital intelligence, using innovation with awareness rather than dependence.
Learning itself also takes on a more connected form, moving beyond the classroom to include gardens, workshops, and community spaces.
Schools partner with local farms, repair cafes, and community projects so that study and service support one another. Lessons link theory with experience, science through growing food, maths through budgeting, communication through collaboration. Older students mentor younger ones, helping them apply knowledge in real situations. The result is a culture of learning that's active, cooperative, and grounded in daily life, teaching that understanding deepens when we work, grow, and create together.
Assessment also evolves, recognizing a broader picture of achievement than exam results alone.
Academic tests are no longer the main measure of success. Students are assessed through a life skills portfolio, a record of practical projects, teamwork, and contribution to their community. Projects might include organising community donation drives, coordinating a neighbourhood repair day, or teaching younger pupils basic cooking and budgeting skills. Each portfolio shows initiative, responsibility, and practical understanding, evidence of learning that improves daily life and strengthens community resilience.
A key strength in the new approach lies in how teachers, families, and local communities work together to support learning.
Schools become centres of community connection, opening their doors beyond classroom hours for shared learning and contribution. Teachers receive time and training to maintain their own well-being and to guide students through experiential learning. Parents and local residents join workshops on communication, digital awareness, growing food, and simple sustainable living, reinforcing the same values at home. Retired tradespeople, gardeners, artists, and health professionals volunteer time and skills, creating a circle of knowledge that includes every generation. Education becomes a shared endeavour, not a system separate from society, but one interwoven with it, where everyone has a role in shaping the future.
And that's it for the news in my world this evening. Thank you for joining us and good night. Can you imagine such a world? Wouldn't it be amazing for education to look like that? And the thing is, although it may sound like pie in the sky to some of you, we actually already have the knowledge, the technology, and the capability to make these changes and to make them quickly. So, why don't we? Imagine how wonderful it would be to be able to give our young people such an education to really prepare them for life and to do our bit to make this world more beautiful. But there's a lot of fear, a lot of habits, and a lot of systems that are keeping everything the way it is. So I reckon it's up to me and you to come up with a wiser way of doing things. And perhaps, just perhaps, someone will listen. So I'd love to know, what would education look like in your world? Let me know down below.